And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and we're in the mighty 1090 studios with Al Q and Jim Solomon from the Federation of Fly Fishers. We're going to be talking about the One Fly tournament and a lot more, and plenty of reports to you. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Everybody looks forward to spring fishing. The yellowtail are starting to bite, and exciting tuna action is right around the corner. As the fishing is ramping up, Ford Truck Month is winding down. These are the final days to get big rebates and special low financing on Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks in America for 39 years in a row. That's why you see so many at the launch ramp these days. F-150 has the power and capability to tow and launch your boat with ease. Plus, its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body panels won't rust like other trucks. If you have a big boat to move and need even more muscle, Ford Super Duty is definitely the way to go. Its next-generation 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel delivers big-time power along with impressive fuel economy. So don't miss the final days of Ford Truck Month, the best time of the year to step up to a new F-150 or Super Duty. See your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
If you are ready to experience a real Alaska fishing adventure, check out Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. The calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large towns, so you will enjoy a wilderness adventure without any crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there is no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Whalers Cove also offers fantastic freshwater fishing in wilderness streams for wild salmon and trout. The Whalers Cove experience will fulfill your wildest Alaskan dreams on the calm water of the Inside Passage or on a spectacular stream. It's your choice every day at the Whalers Cove Lodge. After fishing, you will dine on fabulous meals created daily by the Whalers Cove chefs and relax in your comfortable room or cabin. Learn more about this exciting Alaska destination on their website at whalerscovelodge.com or call 800-423-3123. Whalers Cove Lodge, a real Alaskan fishing adventure.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board, the only fish-finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. This is one of my more favorite shows because we do something a little bit different today, and I really dig it.
And Jim was just showing us pictures of big white sea bass and corvina and
a striper, like a legit striper.
These guys have caught big fish on a fly.
This is going to be a fun show.
Yeah. Al Q and Jim Solomon. Now, Al Q stands for?
Al Quattrochi.
Okay, very good. That's why we call him Al Q.
Got that fine. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, guys.
Morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great to have you. Yeah. So it's really true you can catch almost anything on a fly rod?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
You bet.
Really?
Yeah. Everything will eat a fly.
Yeah.
From a mako shark to a perch.
Yeah.
You're just imitating the bait fish or whatever, the crabs, whatever they're eating.
Yeah. And what how do you know what to use?
Well, they say you have to match the hatch, but basically whatever these fish are feeding on, if we're fishing for Corbina, we're going to use sand crab patterns. If we're fishing for, croaker or perch, we might be fishing like baitfish patterns. That's
one cool thing too about the fly deal is you're creating that fly or somebody else is creating that fly, but whatever the bait is, you can make it happen.
And that's a whole different part of the fly fishing, and that in itself is just all consuming. And Al's one of the best saltwater tires I've ever seen.
Wow,
great,
too kind, Jim. You're too kind.
Well, that's one of the cool things about fly fishing too, whether it be fresh or saltwater, is you can create your own pattern, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you could use your imagination, and we were talking earlier, fly fishing is fun, but it's really it's like a glorified hand line. You feel the tug. The
cool.
Tug is the drug. It's right in your hand, and it's a great sensation. So
that's awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah, and it's just like you were talking about guys with monofilament on a beer can. It's just a modified form of that, right?
We could just cast a little further than those guys. That's all.
Yeah.
I started out just throwing iron as a kid, loving to cast. I just loved to cast. Fly lining a little chovy, that was fun. But once I got the, a little rod and iron and casting and watching that jig go out there, it's, then it got into fly casting. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I want to just say one thing real quick. There's this superstition. Fly fishing have this elitist attitude. Like we walk around with tweed coats with like little patches on our arm. Me and Jimmy are regular guys.
Yeah.
We like to fish everything. I mean, I'll throw a harpoon if I have to. I love fishing.
Just want to catch.
It's just another way to do it.
Absolutely.
And then I've learned a lot from the conventional guys down at the beach. A lot of conventional guys have been there for years, really smart and knowledgeable.
That's the key. I tell all the guys that fish the saltwater, be best friends with the conventional guys, the spin guys. They have a lot of knowledge. Be nice to them, treat them with respect, and we all get along. And that's my network. I look to those guys, and we complement each other. It's great.
That's awesome. Fishing in the surf in Southern California on a fly rod is fantastic.
Oh.
Done it many times, catching Corbina, surf perch, all that stuff, and it's good fishing, right? I mean, you can catch a lot of fish on a fly rod.
I spent like 30 years fishing Montana and fishing all the streams and the lakes and whatnot. And when I go up there, and I could have a great day, but if I find out my buddies are having a great day like Al on Corbina, I'll be depressed.
You're bummed.
Yeah. So, what do you need to fly fish in the surf in Southern California?
Well, a basic setup would be a 9-foot rod. You could probably get away with a 6 or a 7 weight. A good reel that has a good sealed drag, or a reel that's going to be able to hold maybe 150 yards of backing. We use sinking lines typically in California because we want to cast and we want to get down. So a shooting head system or an integrated system, which means the shooting head and the running line are all connected as one.
And how much weight?
If you're fishing a 7 weight, you probably get away with maybe a 200, 250, 275 grain head would work out fine for that.
That's generally like that would be like a tungsten head. It's about 30 feet long, and it's just mono with tungsten thin. It's just a level running line, and it's a little different to cast than a floating line. But you should learn how to cast a floating line first, and then you can get into managing the head because it's a little tricky.
Yeah, the main difference between a fly rod and a spinner rod is, spinner rod, your weight is at the end. Your line doesn't weigh anything and it just propels your line out. With a fly rod, you have to cast the line. It's the weight of the line that's going to be able to take the fly. The fly doesn't weigh anything, so you have to learn the technique, and it's really good to learn properly how to cast.
You're casting the line rather than the weight.
You're casting a loop of line. You're unrolling a loop of line out, and with the proper speed of it and the proper loop size.
Yeah, it's a little bit more technical, but it's not hard to learn. I mean, most guys that fish, me and Jimmy can get them for an hour or two and have them casting really great. The other thing that's important in the surf is you need to have a stripping basket because you want to be able to keep that line contained. Otherwise, it's like, linguine on steroids. It's all over the place, right?
It's in your feed and everything.
Yeah, you want to keep it so that you can contain it and it shoots out of the basket.
And what's a stripping basket?
It could be anything. You can get You can go to the store and get a Tupperware and a little cord and put it around your belt. You basically just want to have a basket to put your line in. Sometimes they have little fingers like monofilament to kind of hold the line so it doesn't shuffle around and get knotted. But that you can buy a stripping basket, but you could also very easily make your own.
Yeah, you're not casting line off a reel. You're casting line out of a bucket or, on the ground. So
Yeah, and that enables you to walk from place to place
Sure.
because your line is with you. Otherwise, you'd have to strip your line out every time to cast. So it makes it easier.
So tell us about the One Surf Fly tournament next Saturday, 1 week from today.
Okay, well, we've done, this will be the 9th one. We're very happy to share that the Southwest Council has kind of partnered up with us and helped us with volunteers and helped us organize the event this year, Michael Schweet and his gang. We're going to be at Dockweiler Beach next Saturday. It'll start at 6 a.m. We'll start checking people in. You basically just have to come with a fly, your equipment, and a fishing license. You're going to sign a little waiver, a little liability waiver. We're going to get a fly from you, throw it in a bag. Everybody picks a fly, and then we go out there and we fish. And there'll be 3 awards: one for first fish, one for most fish, and one for biggest fish. And then everybody who submitted a fly, if I caught the biggest fish and I got Pete's fly, then Pete's going to win something too.
I think that's so cool.
How do you know whose fly is whose?
We record everything. When everybody comes in, we'll put in Pete Gray fly number 7. And so we have the number system. Yeah.
I think that's so rad. So you get one fly. That's it.
You get one fly. The good thing is you could put on any type leader you want.
Sure.
So if you want to fish a 100-pound test,
never lose it.
You will not lose it, but you may not get bit. Okay. So you have to kind of play with that.
I think that's so.
But if you fish 4-pound test and you break it off, you're out. You're out.
We fished one time up in Carpinteria, and there was a gigantic leopard shark bite. And all the guys that had 8-pound and 10-pound tests were out of the game early.
Sure.
So you have to really watch what you're doing.
I think that's so cool.
But you can't foul hook a fish. That doesn't count.
Yeah, foul hook doesn't
Everybody
count.
was foul hooking the leopard, and they thought they were going to win the contest.
Do sharks count?
Yes.
Okay.
All fish count. So that would be the big fish category. But basically, we have spotters. So this is a great thing. If you're a spin or conventional guy and you want to come out and see something crazy, come down to the beach and look for me, and I can make you a spotter. And what that'll be is you basically, when people catch a fish, they raise their hand. They can't record their own catch.
Okay.
The spotter runs down and with a grease pencil writes on their scorecard.
Sure.
So we can track everything. Also, the spotters help keep people away from our fishing people so that no one gets hit with a backcast.
Sure.
So safety is important. Okay.
Yeah.
What a cool deal! I just think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that format. I love that idea. And like you say, you're bringing your best fly, hoping somebody else brings their best fly, but you're not fishing with your best fly. I might be fishing with Al's pick or Jim's pick or vice versa.
You can have a 15-year-old kid that picks a great fly.
Sure.
And then you can have a 30-year-old veteran that picks something he's never fished before. And it's kind of an even barrel.
I love it. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
And it's really spread the word for fly fishing. So there was a kid named Nick.
There was a kid years
Tell me a story
ago.
about Nick.
I never met
Not
him.
Nick Kershaw.
No, not Nick Kershaw. And he called me up and he said, "Hey man, I want to come to the tournament." And I said, "Yeah, come on down." I said, "Do you have equipment?" He goes, "No. We'll get you some stuff." So he hitchhiked from East LA.
Get out of here.
Got to the beach somehow. I don't know how he got there. When he got there, I said, "See that guy over there? He's a really good fly target. Get a fly from him." So he got a good fly. Well, to make a long story short, Nick won, I think, the first fish. Okay. He didn't have a ride home. I hooked him up with a guy with a ride home. He basically was like an electrician. He started working with the guy. He started fishing with the guy. To make a long story short, Nick now is working at the Orvis store in Pasadena.
How cool is that?
And it all started at the One Surf Fly.
Unbelievable.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How many people do you have at this tournament?
Typically, we get anywhere from 50 to 65
Nice.
on the beach.
Fly fishermen on the
That's
beach
rad,
there.
man.
at
I
Dock
love
Road.
it. I think
Ladies
that's
and
cool.
gentlemen.
Yeah,
Ladies
there's a
and
lot of
gentlemen.
women getting into the sport
All right.
too, especially the Pasadena club. There's 6 or 7.
It's
women.
so nice to see more gals coming out.
Really hard chargers too. Hard charging fishermen.
Now, Jim, you're a fly caster, certified casting instructor.
Master instructor.
A master instructor, and you obviously teach women too. Who's a better learner, women or men?
Women.
By far, right?
You didn't hesitate.
I won't hesitate on that. No preconceived ideas.
Yeah.
And they have a good touch. They're not macho. They don't overpower. That's one of the things in casting. Too much power, and men have a tendency to try to overpower the fly rod, and then they're in trouble.
Right.
The fly rod's a wonderful lever, and if you cast it smoothly and make the correct stops and the correct stroke length and everything, you're a good caster. And women are patient, and they kind of
listen.
Good touch. They listen.
Hey, don't say that. Well, that'll be fun. So, what if you want to come down to the thing and you bring like a dry fly you'd use in the Eastern Sierra, is that gonna go in the bag and somebody's gonna get that?
Absolutely not. We look at every fly and we make sure there's no elk-hair caddises or royal wolves. They got to be something that's going to have weight to them and tied hook up so they don't drag into the sand. And if you don't have a fly that's going to work, we usually have backups. We'll give you a fly.
Yeah.
There's no sabotaging. Pete can't come in through and sabotage me with some giant Mako fly.
No, you could. There's no. Actually, one year someone put a fly in with no cement on it, and it disintegrated. And I felt so bad for the guy. He goes, "What happened to my fly?" I said, "I don't know, man. I'm sorry, dude."
Somebody forgot to put the cement on it.
Yeah.
How do you learn to be a fly tyer, Al?
That's a good question. For me, it was very natural because I'm an artistic person. But you can go to clubs. The FFF has lots of things for fly tying. But join a local club, and that's the best way to learn because there's a lot of really great fly tyers in all the clubs across Southern California. You could also go online, YouTube. There's lots of forums online. There's so much today. There's so much information for people. Mm-hmm. Not like when I was a kid. You had to hang out with the old guys because there was no internet. Yeah. They had the knowledge, and if you weren't hanging with the old guys, you were out of the game.
Yeah.
But today, it's all on the internet for people.
But my first fly tying kit I bought from Ned Cray. Ned Cray was a great saltwater fly fisherman. He had a store at Montrose.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, God, I got to go up there. So I went up there, and he had Jack Dennis's book on fly tying, and he had a little kit, so I bought the kit. And I just went home with that book, and there was all kinds of pictures in the book, and I started to learn how to tie flies like that. Then I joined the Federation, and then that was it. And I met all the great, like John Vanderhoof and Phil Romans, and you can go to the conclaves and watch them tie flies. And Al
very
Petrocci.
Therapeutic, right?
Oh gosh,
yeah.
There's nothing greater than sitting down at a vise, coming up with something, walking out to the beach, and hooking a fish with it. To me, that's what it's all about, really.
Cool.
Yeah. Saltwater flies. I've done a little bit of fly tying. Are way easier to tie than freshwater flies.
That's why I do them. You're not going to catch me sitting there doing a 22 or 28, whatever. Yeah. I can't. First of all, I can't see anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there's some certain patterns in saltwater, in freshwater, that are tiny patterns, but if you can tie very simply and very effectively. And the same with saltwater. Yeah. I mean, you want to tie flies that you can tie fast that produce. Sure. And there's fly tyers who...
There are guys that tie stuff that look beautiful but may not fish as well. You want to fish with stuff that has natural materials that move well. They don't necessarily have to be beautiful. Some of the best fishermen I know are not really great fly tyers, but they're really good fishermen, and they know that they can put a fly that has, marabou in it or whatever in front of that fish and get it to eat.
That's cool.
That's what it's about.
And sometimes a fly that gets chewed a lot, you're fishing with it, and you fish it, you catch a fish, it gets chewed up, you can barely recognize it. It's kicking ass.
Fun. Well, as you can hear, we have a lot to talk about, a lot of really interesting stuff. Continue to talk about both mostly saltwater fly fishing today, but we'll dabble into, since the Eastern Sierra opener is a couple weeks away, we'll dabble into some freshwater too, and going to be fun talking to Al and Jim.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. Lots of really good information to be had, and just another angle on something that we're all probably already doing, and I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great information. We want you to join us this morning. If you want to give us a call and Let's Talk Hookup, we would love to hear from you, and there's two ways that you can reach us this morning. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's a local number. Or you can try us toll-free, and that toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only will we be talking all kinds of great fishing today, catch reports, great information, we also have an awesome prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a 3-quarter-day trip aboard the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing. And with that comes a 6-pack of live deception jigs, courtesy of our good friends at Ahi USA. So a very cool trip on what more can you say about the San Diego? Already off to an amazing season, great yellowtail, had all those great hits on those bluefin, and a 6-pack of jigs to go catch you one of those bluefins. So really great prize at the end of the show today. Again, if you want to get your shot at winning that great trip and your pack of jigs, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great information coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey,
everybody. This is Captain Dwayne Diego, 4-pack charter captain, here to talk to you about Parker boats and the good folks at West Coast Marine. When it came time to start pinnacle sport fishing and get my own boat, there was only one choice. I wanted a Parker. Then there's a real good reason for it: the fishability and seaworthiness. I've been fishing on Parkers for years now, and I know the abuse they can take. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's what I need when we're out 12 hours a day, over 300 days a year, running charters. The guys at West Coast Marine built me one heck of a fishing boat. From the custom tower with steering and throttle controls to the backup bait pump system, my Parker 2520 XLD will deliver me to the fishing grounds reliably and safe. Take it from me. If you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check them out and their inventory and information online at westcoastmarine.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, April 23rd, Pete Gray will be traveling to Mazatlan, Mexico, with the president of SAC, Captain Ken Franke, and his staff, to host a live broadcast from the Pueblo Bonito Emerald Bay Resort in Mazatlan. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Mazatlan. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, April 23rd, a very special live Let's Talk Hookup broadcast from Mazatlan, Mexico, with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. That's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and RanchoLeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phone lines are definitely packing up. Everybody wants to talk some fly fishing. Again, if you want to get your shot, our local line is just about totally full, but we do have a toll-free line still open. If you want it, it's 877-792-1090.
You know, Al, one thing we failed to mention about the One Surf Fly tournament next Saturday, 1 week from today, at Dockwater State Beach in Playa del Rey, right?
Yes.
Is that what? Yeah.
It would be just the backside of LAX.
Backside of LAX, right on the beach there.
Right,
if you're flying out of LAX, you're flying over Dockwater.
If you take Imperial Boulevard and go straight west, you're going to go right into the ocean. That's Dockwater.
That's where it's going to be at the foot of Imperial?
Yes.
Okay. So the best part is the after party, I understand.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock, we're going to all go back to the Sea Lab, which is in Redondo Beach.
So it starts at 6 and you fish till 10?
Well, no, probably we'll hit the beach about 7:15, and be over by about 9:15. So it's about 2 hours.
A couple hours.
Then we're going to run out to the Sea Lab. There's free parking across the street, and we're going to have our raffle, and we're going to support an organization called Alligator.org, which is Charlie Moore, his organization. It's Jim Solomon helped get Charlie into the mix. It's a great organization, and we're going to also support Sea Lab. And our very good friend John Whitaker helped organize this. We're going to get to see the white sea bass pens. We're going to get to see the desalination plant. And the Sea Lab is a great educational facility. We're going to be hanging around this gigantic saltwater pool of 10-pound calicos. And we're going to do our raffle and have food, and it's going to be a great time. Also, King Harbor Brewery has offered to come down and maybe serve up a couple of beers. So
if you participate in the tournament, either fishing or by being an observer or a helper,
everyone's open to come back after that and support the raffle.
Yeah, nice deal.
I love it.
And Charlie Moore, everybody should come see Charlie Moore because his book Plastic Ocean is phenomenal. But he discovered the plastic mess in the Pacific Gyre that's the size of Texas.
Yeah, and you were saying that's quite a book to read.
It's he was an organic chemist, and so this book is fascinating. It's just there's no BS in this book, and he really, he's that was who's the guy down at Scripps who fishes Piper. Steve Piper. Dr. Steve Piper works on the CO2 of the ocean. He researches the CO2 problem. He says that Charlie is the man who discovered it.
And it's called Plastic Ocean.
Plastic Ocean. It's a bestseller. Yeah,
for sure.
So don't bring any plastic bottles to this.
Yeah, after you read that, you won't want to use plastic anymore.
No, it'll change your life. Actually, it's
Indeed. Hey, well, phones are packed up. Let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it, man. Let's start it off this morning in Newport. We're going to talk to Matt. Matt's going to get us started this morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm going on an overnight, leaving Sunday night to San Clemente Island. I'm wondering what is currently biting right now.
San Clemente's got very good fishing this time of the year, and I know there was some good yellowtail fishing to be had, so I would say that would be your target game fish to expect. And then, as you know, San Clemente always a hot spot for calico bass and good rock fishing if you need to fall back onto that. So I think you're certainly in line for a good trip.
Yeah, and one thing we should mention, too, is that trip we talked about last weekend with the Commander with Brandon Hayward.
Yeah.
And they're doing a mothership trip out to San Clemente Island. It'd be a fun one to jump on.
Totally. I think it's a 2-day trip. It's very inexpensive for a 2-day. It's only $500. And Brandon Hayward's going to be out there with his one-man charters in the Parker and basically doing like a skiff trip where you can hop on. I think they're going to do 2-hour rotations or 3-hour rotations. So 4 guys are going to jump on the skiff with Brandon and blast around and fish inshore, yellows, calico, halibut, whatever, and then when there's 4 guys off, that means there'll only be 12 guys fishing on the Commander doing what they would normally do. So, yeah, very cool trip.
Yeah, commandersportfishing.com. You can get more information on that. It'd be a really good one to jump on. Have a great trip. Thanks a lot for the call, Matt.
Mike in El Cajon is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I got a question for Al, and I'm trying to find out in San Diego, where's the best place we can go, to get the fly rods and reels, and what are the 2 top brands? I don't care about money. I just want the top brands to look for. And when you guys are talking about grain, with the fly rods, what does that pertain to? Is that the weight of the rod and the reel? Because I'm looking for something for salt water.
Okay. First off, the fly shop you want to check out, and you can Google it online, is called the Fly Stop. Okay, they're in San Diego, so I would take a look at those guys. You asked about what's the best equipment. Well, that's like drinking wine. Everybody has different preference, and for you, what I would do is go to the shop and cast a few things and see what fits your style. Today there's so many great fly rods. Everything is made phenomenal. Like everything's graphite, and it runs the gamut. You can get a fly rod for $100, $150. You can get a fly rod for $800. But find one that works for you. Okay. As far as what you asked about grain in the line is, and maybe Jim can explain that better, but it's basically the weight per foot. Why don't you explain that?
There's the grain matches the weight of the rod. So if you have like a 5-weight trout rod, then you want a line in grain weight that matches that rod. If the line weighs too much, it's going to bend the rod too much. You won't be able to cast it. So
exactly. So a typical shooting head would probably be about 27, 28 feet, but today you can buy. Back in the day when I first started, we used to use lead core lines and amnesia running line. Today you can buy a fly line right out of the box that's integrated. The heavy section and the thin section are completely welded together, so it's one piece.
You can get a fly rod reel line set up for $150. You can get a fly rod reel set up for $1,200.
That's correct.
And everything in between. All of them will do the same thing. You can do everything you want with the $150 setup as you can with the $1,200.
If you're learning how to fly cast right off the bat, you want a softer rod. You don't want a real stiff rod because it's too hard to feel that rod load, meaning bend.
So put your money into the rod, not necessarily the reel. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you got to have a good reel. If you're going offshore to fish and you're catching some bigger fish, you better have a good reel with a good drag system. But on the beach, cheap reels. I mean, you can get $50. You can get used stuff.
Sure. Yeah. If you're just getting into it, my suggestion would be is get down to the fly shop, cast a few things, and then either try to get something used or get something within your budget just to get out there and have fun. Once you learn, then you move up the ladder a little bit.
Yeah, but the fly shops, if a good fly shop's going to have somebody who's going to, know your abilities. He may take you outside and say, cast this rod, try this one. He'll look at your, if you're a stock beginner, then you should use this. If you're advanced, then maybe a stiffer rod.
And then give them your budget, tell them what you want to spend.
Absolutely.
But you can certainly, right in the same ballpark as getting a conventional rod and reel, you can get a fly fishing.
And there lies the problem with fly fishing. Everybody thinks it's a rich man's sport.
Right.
No, it's not.
No.
Now, these days, you can get such great rods at really affordable prices. Really can.
The most important thing, though, rather than the rod, the reel, the line, the fly, and everything else, is you need to learn how to cast.
Yeah.
And spend more time casting because the surf is probably one of the toughest places to fly fish. You got a lot of things against you. You got waves, you got wind, you got people behind you, you got dogs running around. So you really have to know what you're doing and practice your casting. And once you learn the casting part, then the world is your oyster. You can go anywhere.
And the casting is not that hard.
It isn't.
No.
If you learn the right way.
If you learn the right way and you keep a stiff wrist, you can't go flicking your wrist like you do with conventional.
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole different little ballgame.
Yeah.
And that's where the federation comes in. Try to get a FFF certified casting instructor because they're all taught the same way.
Right.
And you'll be off on the right foot.
And there's many clubs. I know I learned first with Marty Milner with the San Diego Fly Fishers at Lake Murray. They do a casting thing I believe it was every Saturday or Sunday or something like that, for free. You can go to one of the clubs. They put on casting demos to introduce people to fly fishing.
If you're close to Long Beach, go to the Long Beach Casting Club. And there you're going to have some of the best casters in the world there. Bob Meado, John Vanderhoof, Michael Maloney, who certified me as.
You mean the Michael Maloney?
The Michael Maloney,
no.
you bet.
Oh, the Michael.
Talking about the Michael Maloney, are you?
Yeah. No, Michael's. He's one of the great teachers in the world.
He's given me some lessons. He's pretty
amazing. He's a fun guy too.
He's a lot of fun.
Michael's the best.
And he'll yank your chain.
Oh yeah.
So if you take him seriously, be careful.
So if you go to the Long Beach Casting Club, will they teach you for free? Will they introduce
Absolutely.
it to you?
Yeah, they have Tuesday night casts.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's one of the great old clubs in California.
Oh my gosh,
and just to go there is kind of a neat thing. They have a casting pond, and it's an old wooden clubhouse with all this great paraphernalia on the walls and history and a fireplace. It's really
and
cool.
everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. That's the thing about fly fishing guys is they're so willing to teach what they do. Mm-hmm. Like like bass fishermen, they don't want to teach you anything. They don't want to teach you how to do anything.
Give up the secret.
Yeah, can't give up the secret.
Fly
fishing guys will give it all, right?
Well, once a year we have the double haul ball.
Yeah.
Usually in March.
And that's at the Long Beach Casting Club.
And there we invite everybody. Yeah, we especially like to see kids show up. Youth. We need youth in this.
That's a free day of giving back.
That's cool.
And we have the best casting people out there. Even Michael Maloney's out there. And we have great fly tires.
Michael.
You get Gary Buell, Jeff Priest. You get all these guys.
Yeah.
Bill Hurd. You get a lot of guys down there who are master instructors and CIs.
Solomon, Al Q. We're
all there.
We're all there.
Big hitters.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so Michael, what I would suggest since you're in El Cajon is take a look at the web and go to the shop,
Fly Stop.
The Fly Stop. Contact the guys at San Diego Fly Fishers and. Jump on it because it's really cool. It's a good time. Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Mr. Mike Lum. A big event happening tomorrow, of course. Day at the Docks. We'll be broadcasting live from 7 to 9 a.m. And also, Friends of Rollo will be kicking off a big event. Good morning, Mike. Tell us all about it.
Hi, Mike.
Good morning, guys. Really exciting kickoff tomorrow at Day at the Docks. We've been working on this for a couple months for Friends of Rollo. We're introducing what we're going to call Captain Rollo's Reel a Week giveaway, and we've assembled a very nice collection of very high-end reels And we're going to be giving them away over 27 consecutive weekly drawings. It costs $20 to buy a ticket, and that $120 keeps you in the drawing for the entire deal or until you win. That's a pretty fun opportunity, and like I said, the reels are all very nice. They're valued anywhere from $200 to $600 a piece. We're going to draw them every Tuesday, and the winners will be obviously called and emailed, but we'll post them on BD Outdoors in the Friends of Rollo section and put them on our Facebook page and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of it, at the 27th week, which happens to be January the 3rd, we're going to have a grand prize, and it's going to be a very, very nice gift package that'll be worth over $2,000. Plus, as the months go on, I'm sure we'll be adding to that. So the grand prize raffle on the 27th will probably be a number of winners on that. So $20 gets you in for the entire thing. Fortunately, all of the reels and all of the product, 100% of it has been donated. So all of the proceeds of this are going to go to help take more kids fishing. That's going to kick off tomorrow at Day at the Docks. Tickets will be available for sale. There is only going to be 1,000 tickets sold total for this entire promotion. We're going to start drawing on July the 5th, and it'll go every Tuesday all the way through January the 3rd.
I think that's so cool.
So it's $20, get you in, and there's only going to be 1,000 tickets, and every week you're going to have a chance to win a reel worth $200 to $500.
$200 to $600 on the reels, and then at the end there'll be thousands of dollars on the final drawing, which is the 27th. So, we've posted all of the reels in the order that they'll be given away, and that currently is being worked on to get it up on the Rollo website. But it's currently on the Friends of Rollo Facebook page. It's also on the face of the ticket. So when you buy the ticket, you're going to get a large ticket stub. It's going to list all the reels in order so you know what you're going to win the following week. And as the weeks go by and the months go by, the order of the reels gets the more expensive reels are towards the end. And, of course, we've got the grand prize I mentioned. So there's reasons to continue to buy these tickets over time. The more chances you buy, obviously, your better chances of winning. But more importantly, the more tickets you buy, the more kids we help with this program, which is the reason we're doing it to start with. So we've decided to kick this off at Day at the Docks tomorrow. Friends of Rollo has a large display there. We'll be selling a lot of used tackle that we've accumulated that's been donated throughout the year. Great selection of used product this year. And we'll have, of course, the spend to win wheel going. It's one of our biggest fundraising days of the year. So I would encourage anybody that comes by Day at the Docks to please stop by and say hi and pick up one of these Reel a Week tickets.
Yeah, $20 gets you in. What if you win the first week? Are you out for the rest of the year?
Once you win, that ticket is removed. So I would say at that point you'll probably want to buy some more tickets.
Are you back? Are you back in for the grand prize?
We are not going to put you back in for the grand prize. Once you win, you're out. We would like people to buy multiple tickets so that they stay in for the entire time.
So buy 5 tickets. Lay down $100. Take a bunch of kids fishing. And you'll have a chance to win 5 reels, including a grand prize.
Yes, and if you are not going to be at Day at the Docks tomorrow, go to the Friends of Rollo Facebook page. There is a phone number posted there. We have created a special phone. You can call in and get your tickets over the phone. You can also fill out a form and order them by mail if that's what you would rather do. They will be available in the coming weeks at a few selected stores. And we will be publicizing the other methods of buying tickets as we go. Tomorrow is really the kickoff, and we're really focused on just getting the tickets out tomorrow at Day at the Docks. But that phone number will work. We started it yesterday just kind of to see if it would work, see if everything ran smoothly, and one of the first people called in and bought 15 tickets. So
nice.
I'm really encouraged by the way this is starting.
Nice. That is great. Yeah. So, okay. Reel a Week starts tomorrow. Actually, it's going on now, but you can buy them at Day at the Docks tomorrow at the Rollo booth. RolloKids.org gives you a lot of information. You go to the Facebook page, full of information. Mike Lum, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump back in the phones, Rick.
You got it. How about this time we talk to Dan, who's calling us from San Diego this morning. Dan, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. I just wanted to share. Thank you for taking my call, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks for calling, Dan.
I just wanted to share an experience I had late last year. I wanted to go fishing in the winter. I had some time, and I thought I'd go down to Central America to Belize. and I saw how great the fly fishing was there, and I've always been really intimidated by fly fishing, so I thought, well, I don't know if I can learn that quickly, and I talked to a buddy of mine, and he met me at a park with here in San Diego with a fly fishing rig, and he taught me how to cast, and I spent basically the whole day and the whole next day practicing, and I went down and got a really good guide down there, and by noon I was catching bonefish on the fly.
Oh, how cool is
that?
That's
awesome.
a rad
Good
story,
job.
man.
Yeah, it was really fun. I just wanted to share that.
Are you hooked?
I really liked it. In fact, I think I'm going to try surf fly fishing next.
Well, explain to us the experience of that first bonefish on a fly rod. I mean, you've done it.
Oh, well, first of all, there were first, second, third, fourth, fifth misses on the fly because I was doing everything wrong and the guy was screaming at me. But he pushed me hard and I finally picked it up. But yeah, the first time you hook something and it doesn't break off or you don't screw it up, it's just amazing. It's like you're fighting the fish, not the rod or the reel or your tackle. It's like you're fighting the fish.
And they have afterburners, bonefish. They take off in a hurry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
We just had a student. Al and I run the Fly Zone, where we take people just like you, who a lot of people who book these expensive trips and they don't know how to cast the fly rod. So we get them for 4 or 5 lessons, and we make sure they're ready for it. We just had a guy, Eric, who just went to
he went to Abaco.
Abaco's, and he was telling us a story how he hooked a bonefish. I says, well, how much line did you take on it? Wasn't that amazing? He says, he took all the line. I said, did you take the backing too? He says, yeah.
How fun.
That's rad, Dan.
Well, that's a great story. Thanks a lot. And Belize is one of the great fly fishing destinations where you can do the Grand Slam. A tarpon, a bonefish, and a permit on the fly.
Or
right?
a super slam. Yeah, the snook.
Snook, too.
That's a super slam. I'm actually going to be going down the first week of June. I'll be fishing Belize with 6 guys. It's going to be awesome.
You've already caught a permit on the fly.
I have.
Yeah, which is kind of one of the holy grails of fly fishing.
It was a very special moment for me. You feel like everything's in slow motion when you hook a permit. You don't want to screw it up, and when you get it in, you just it's got this mystique to it,
Yeah.
So rad.
Yeah.
I went fly fishing in Belize with a guide, and we were mostly fishing bonefish. Had great bonefish fishing, really good bonefish fishing down there, and we saw some permit, and he goes, okay, you set up. Well, guess what? I blew the cast. One shot, right? You had to put that fly right in front of that fish. He was laid out like a perfect deal. I blew the cast.
to make you feel better, you could have put the fly perfectly in front of that permit, and he still wouldn't eat. Because they eat when they want to eat, and I know guys that have caught hundreds of permit. They're really amazing permit fishermen, and you have days like that when you can get 30, 40 shots and still not get a fish.
My very close friend Scott Swanton lived in the Keys for 17 years. And he never hooked them. He looked at these permit. He never hooked one. He would chase them in his flats boat, and he was staked out at Twin Keys one morning. And he's eating a sandwich. And he looks down the mangroves and he sees this push coming to him. You look at push and awaken the. He goes, oh, it's a shark. He continues to eat his sandwich. About a minute later, he looks and he goes, holy crap. That's about a 50-pound permit, and it's about 10 feet from my boat.
Oh.
So he had his 8-weight rod. He only had his leader out with his fly. He snuck into his boat very quietly, and he flipped the fly over, and he watched that thing eat his fly.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it was an 8-weight rod, and he was staked out, and he just was spooled immediately. But, it's a funny story, because you talk about casting and all the techniques. He just flipped it over his boat. So sometimes all you have to do is flip that fly out, and you'll catch a world record. If they want to eat.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls. Catch reports coming up, too. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Buying a boat is a big decision, and you don't want to make a costly mistake with the wrong one. This is Pete Giacalone for Cussler Yachts. I've been in the fishing business my whole life. In fact, there are probably many of you out there that have fished with me. Well, now I've taken my boating knowledge and joined the team at Cussler Yachts. Mike Cussler and the rest of our team are true professionals when it comes to finding you the right boat. Just ask Pete Gray. I helped him make the right decision on his new boat after an extensive search, and we can help you find the boat of your dreams. We specialize in sport fishing boats and are the exclusive dealer for Regulator Marine, the finest center consoles on the market. At Cussler Yachts, we know fishing and we know boats, inside and out. We can save you thousands of dollars and get you into the right fishing boat for your needs and budget. Cussler Yachts is located on the waterfront at the beautiful Konakai Resort, and you can check us out on our website at CusslerYachts.com. That's KUSLER Yachts.com. Or give us a call at 1-866-607-5471. Ask for Pete and let me know you heard about it on Let's Talk Hookup.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
It's time to talk about great stuff from Shimano, and they really have something going now with Terramar Tuesdays. I know the first one was a big success. Robbie Gant. There's another one this Tuesday. Bluefin are out there, yellowtail are biting at the islands, and you can have a chance to fish the rod, multiple Terramar rods on a multiple different Shimano reels.
The cool thing about Terramar Tuesdays is there's no difference in ticket price. It's the same as a regular 3/4 day trip, but there's going to be additional Shimano instructor on board and, like you said, use of some of the best gear on the planet. Terramar rods with Trinidad reels, Thorium reels, Tranks reels, Calicas, whatever you need. A bunch of gear supplied that you can come check it out on the boat. Also, they're going to have orcas, flat falls, wax wings, all the cool Shimano gear going to be available for you to use at no additional charge.
No additional charge. Now, the next one, like I say, is on Tuesday out of C4 Sport Fishing on the San Diego. So call and make your reservations or just go online, c4landing.com. Terramar Tuesday, this Tuesday, out of C4 Sport Fishing on the San Diego.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, Rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. On the mighty 1090, phones have been absolutely packed solid. There's literally only one line open if you want to get through. That's our local number, 858 area code 457-1090.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to pre-fish Lake Barrett on Wednesday with my good buddy Tommy P. Thanks to the city of San Diego for giving us in the media that opportunity to go out and report on fishing Lake Barrett. We were fortunate enough, I think the week before, everybody got blown off the lake, and we had the stellar day of stellar. I don't think the wind blew more than 7-8 knots all day, maybe 10 knots at the max, but we had some pretty amazing. I mean, both Tommy and I are really lousy bass fishermen. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a bass fisherman. I mean, I've been out with really good bass fishing. Right? But we had 53 fish.
Oh man,
and
how
cool. I had 2 over 3, multiples over 2. There was just a lot of fish. It was so crazy because the fish were really tight. They were kind of post-spawn mode, but they were really tight underneath most of the heavy brush in like 2 feet of water.
It's real tight to the shoreline.
Just tight to the shoreline. So we were running the boat along the shoreline. We had fish hitting the boat. We'd spook them. We'd go along the shoreline, and we'd spook them, and they were hitting the side of the boat. Like, you know, we'd run over them. We'd make a stop or something, try and fish them. No, there's no fish here. Wham! All of a sudden, like 3 of them, we hit the side of the boat. We even had one jump in the boat.
Oh,
I am not kidding you. one spooked. He jumped into the boat. There he was, like a 2-pounder.
Get
like
out of
floating,
here.
Flapping around in the boat. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's right.
Like Asian carp.
Yeah. So Tommy did really well on the small crankbaits. He also did really well fishing spinnerbaits, smaller spinnerbaits. Right along the shoreline, like really close to the shoreline. And that was kind of in the morning. The fish moved off in the afternoon. We only fished till about 2 o'clock. But what I was doing really well on was drop shotting in the holes in 2 feet of water.
Potholing.
It was unbelievable. A total visual thing. You get in there, you drop, you pothole the real short line on the weight.
Okay.
Because you were in such shallow water. You drop it in there, and you'd watch these 3-pounders come up and just gobble it. Like right, it was
so
awesome.
Pete, you like the visual.
The visual.
That's fly fishing.
That's
baby.
fly fishing.
Oh baby,
oh, yeah.
that visual is really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know.
Hey man, that's awesome.
It was really fun. Tickets go on sale. The lake has come up a bit
Good.
from
I was
last
ask
year.
You, what's water
it's
level
still
like?
very low. They're only at 7% capacity. If you look at our Facebook page, as well as our it's on our Facebook page as well as our website, hookup1090.com. I wrote a little story on the front page of our website, hookup1090. You can see that I took a picture of the dam. You can see how much dam is there. It's only 7% capacity. Still plenty of water. It's going to be, a little tight quarters with I don't know how many boats. 20 boats they usually sell.
Yeah, 20 boats.
Something like that. But plenty of room, plenty of fishing room. If you, I know tickets are on sale for the first, I believe, month right now at Ticketmaster. And if you go to Ticketmaster, you can buy some tickets. I don't know whether there's still tickets available for the first month or not. But check it out, Lake Barrett. It's hopefully maybe they'll get more water. Maybe we'll get another storm or something. But it was good fishing.
That's fun. Yeah, 50 fish in a short day from 2 to 7. I'll take that from 7 to 2.
Now that's the kind of bash fishing I like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was so pissed off when I heard that. He's like, oh yeah, we fished till 2. What till 2? What are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, we didn't get there till 7.
Yeah.
So,
But you know that saying though, hey, the fishing's great and the beer was free too.
Yeah, exactly. I should have brought my fly rod.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect day. That would have been the perfect day.
And you should have got there early. And you should have stayed late.
Yeah, I should have stayed late. Well, that was the guy that came out and he says, well, he says, you guys stay until dark? And we went, nah. He's like, no? Like,
oh, man, I was so pissed when I heard that.
We're old, man. It's a long day.
That's right.
Yeah,
but a fun spot. And,
it's a fun spot.
And Barrett is one of those spots, if you haven't been to, it's cool. Like, just the whole going in there in the morning, the excitement, and knowing that just that group of people are the only people that are going to be on the lake, and the lake hasn't been fished since last season. Right. I mean, it's a really cool experience, and if you haven't done it, you should. It's great fishing. And if you're, just like we've been talking about, those types of things, if you're not a quote-unquote bass fisherman, that's the place to go. Right. I mean, if you have fished calico bass with a lead head and a swim bait, you could go to Barrett with a spinnerbait and a crankbait and fish exactly the same way, and you 100% will have a great day of bass fishing.
They're a northern strain of bass. They bite a little better than the Florida strain largemouth. They're a little more aggressive, much more aggressive. They jump in the boat, for crying out loud.
And then knock into the boat to let you know they're there.
Yeah, right. Knock into the boat. One precaution I will give you, courtesy of Mr. Tommy P., is don't drive your rig, even if you have four-wheel drive, straight down toward the dock. Super slippery, super sandy, very steep because of the low water. Back in, and don't go all the way down. Go down to the first flat spot and stop. Otherwise, you will get stuck.
Okay, that's
good
info.
So be very, very careful.
And, the other thing, too, if you've never been to Barrett, there is no concessions there, so bring plenty of water, bring plenty of food. There's not a snack bar to go get something, And when it's in the summertime, obviously you're fine right now, but summertime, bring plenty of water, because it definitely gets hot in these.
Yeah, for sure. So
what
thanks
a cool
to the
trip.
city,
yeah,
thanks to the city of San Diego for the opportunities that they give anglers to fish these amazing lakes.
No doubt about that.
Sure. All right, let's jump into the phones.
You got it. Well, the phones are getting packed up. How about this time we talked to Randy? He's called us from Costa Mesa this morning. Hi, Randy. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have a question for Al regarding the tackle that I have for fly fishing.
Okay.
I have a 8-weight travel rod that I used in Alaska for river fishing, and it's got about a 6-foot sink tip. Would that be appropriate for surf fishing?
You could probably maybe get away with it, but that wouldn't be the optimum outfit. I would probably put a new line on there. You can probably go with a Rio Outbound, or
you want to get an integrated.
You want to fish the surf or inshore, or where are you going to be fishing?
I'm thinking the surf and maybe a little bit. I've got a private boat, and maybe try to get out and see if I can get something in the.
You probably want a 300 grain, 350.
Fully integrated.
A fully integrated head. If you go to a fly shop, that's what I would look for. Yeah, and that would be very, very versatile. You can use that inshore for calicos. You can use that off the beach. It'd be a great line for you.
Rio makes multiple lines like that, right? Rio's kind of the premier maker of fly lines.
Rio, Cortland. There's so many great manufacturers.
One more question.
Sure, please.
Would that rod and reel be okay to fish like bonita and maybe small yellowtail?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Small yellowtail, though.
Yeah.
What kind of fly would you use, Al?
If you're going to fish for the yellowtail, anything that represents a bait fish would work out real well. A clouser tied like an anchovy or sardine, or basic deceiver style fly, which doesn't have any weight. Same thing with the calicos. You're going to fish calicos, you want to fish stuff that has weight to it. So use like a heavy dumbbell eye and try to fish something that's weedless. Put a weed guard on it because you're going to be fishing in nasty places for calicos.
Yeah, a weed guard is basically like a piece of heavy monofilament.
Like a 60-pound hard mason mono that you can kind of put on the front of the fly. Always leave a little bit of space when you're tying your fly so you can wrap the mono on it, let it spike up, and clip it just about a quarter of an inch over the hook bend. And that way you'll be able to pull through kelp stringers and in between rocks and stuff.
And you can learn all that kind of stuff on YouTube, right? You can YouTube like a weedless.
Or just go into your local fly shop and talk and ask who's the guy who's fishing saltwater here, and they'll take you by the ear and tell you everything you need to know.
And take a lesson. Make sure you learn how to throw that head because it's different than a floating plastic line.
Yeah, and you don't need a lot of leader, right, on saltwater.
No, if you're going to fish deep, you want to stay with maybe a 5 or 6 foot leader. If you're going to be fishing shallow, like the ocean, maybe a little bit shallower, you might push it out to about a 7 foot leader.
Okay.
8-weight, a pretty general weight of saltwater rod if a guy's going to do some bass fishing and like say small bonita, that kind of stuff.
Perfect. 8-weight would be great if you're going to fish Lake Barrett, or if you're going to fish inshore salt or the beach.
And if you're going to Alaska. 8-weight is what we use in the rivers up in Alaska.
That's a great all-around versatile rod.
Yeah,
weight.
Indeed. The only thing you'd need to change is if you're going to the Sierras, the Eastern Sierra, you may be
5-weight.
4 or 5-weight.
4 or 5-weight. Right.
Yeah, something
Correct.
like that.
And you probably would want to be using a floating line.
A floating line.
But, you mentioned it. YouTube is a great resource. You can just go on Google and Google how to cast a trout rod, how to cast a saltwater rod. And it's unbelievable what you can find on there. And you get pictures to look at.
Did we answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Phone lines are packed. We're going to be taking more of your phone calls, checking out the catch ports. Lots of great stuff coming up. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, April 23rd, Pete Gray will be traveling to Mazatlan, Mexico, with the president of SAC, Captain Ken Frankie, and his staff, to host a live broadcast from the Pueblo Bonito Emerald Bay Resort in Mazatlan. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Mazatlan. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, April 23rd, a very special live Let's Talk Hookup broadcast from Mazatlan, Mexico, with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also
also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
Shimano is proud to present an opportunity for you to go fishing on two of the finest three-quarter-day boats on the fleet and use the top-of-the-line Shimano gear. It's Terramar Tuesday, going on now through September. Join Shimano Pro staff aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and coming in June, the new Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. These trips will be booked through the landing and it's the same price as a regular three-quarter-day trip, but the difference will be a selection of top-of-the-line Shimano Terramar rods and reels will be available for you to try, along with an assortment of Shimano jigs and more. And a member of the Shimano Pro staff will be aboard to answer questions you may have. Terramar Tuesdays will feature Shimano Terramar rods with Trinidad A, Torium HG, Tranks, and Talica reels available for you to try for free. Don't miss Terramar Tuesday on the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and beginning June 7th aboard the Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. Check the landing website for more details or the trips page at hookup1090.com.
XEPRF 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our AF-Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTech fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
Everybody looks forward to spring fishing. The yellowtail are starting to bite, and exciting tuna action is right around the corner. As the fishing is ramping up, Ford Truck Month is winding down. These are the final days to get big rebates and special low financing on Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks in America for 39 years in a row. That's why you see so many at the launch ramp these days. F-150 has the power and capability to tow and launch your boat with ease. Plus, its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body panels won't rust like other trucks. If you have a big boat to move and need even more muscle, Ford Super Duty is definitely the way to go. Its next-generation 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel delivers big-time power along with impressive fuel economy. So don't miss the final days of Ford Truck Month, the best time of the year to step up to a new F-150 or Super Duty. See your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, three-quarter, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.